We're not the type to play games, you can state claims. Came to show the movement moving like a freight train, breaking walls and crumble earth with every step we take. We walking by with lash and your neck will break. Never let it stray, so say it wrong or set it straight. So coming at us with an awkward demeanor is leaving your life in the dead of fate. So pedal straight, avoid these shots, we send it all costs. Truly believing that it'll be different, we watching your body get hauled off. Simple as this, we giving the vibe of the revolution that we living within. Diminish the doubt of the haters that talk on the low because of this minuscule shit.
Oh, say, can you see Daggerheart? Daggerheart. Daggerheart, come and we want this to end. Come, Mr. Mercerman, when's campaign for Daggerheart? Come and we want this to end. Well, there are words I didn't think I'd ever see. Candela Obscura week. Candela Obscura week. Literally, they said, oh, we're putting it on hiatus, pretty much admitting it was a failure. And then like a week later, they're like, no, fuck that. We're going to try one more time because we haven't learned our lesson. Oh, God, it hurts it so much. What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live from Site B on this, the 4th of July in the year 2024, perhaps our last. Today is our Independence Day as I look out the window expecting to see fireworks and aliens, but no, I just see fog. As for how I'm feeling, I thought I was better, but I woke up this morning and it's back. Of course, it could also be allergies. This weather is like pounding a spike into my brain. It is literally, if I had a physical trigger, it's the place I live. I literally live in the worst possible place I could live for all the things that are wrong with me. Where do you live there? Long story. Speaking of long stories, it's Thursday, I think. So it's time to take a look at what's going on with our good friends over at Darrington Press / Critical Role / Daggerheart. And as I said in the opening, about a week ago, they said, we're putting Daggerheart on hiatus. Pretty much, they admitted it's a failure. We're done. We're putting it to sleep. And then, they're like, I don't know. I guess they were like, nah, let's give it one more try, right? I mean, it only failed the first 15 times since we posted it. But I'm sure by now people have wised up and realized that it's okay. So we can give it another time. So not only are they bringing it back, they're dedicating an entire week to it. July 26th through August 1st. And they got this little thing on the site. And they're basically saying, oh, like keepers and investigators of Candela Obscura, a new phenomenon is upon us. So ready your circle. We invite you all to join us for a week. We're encouraging you folks to come together for a week of playing and running games of Candela Obscura at home, online, your friendly local game store, wherever you meet. Blah, blah, blah. There's a key DM roundtable for Candela Obscura where we have all the 4 GMs, the 2 actual good GMs and the 2 questionable. How to participate. Well, I don't know. I'd like an explanation for why you're giving this another chance. Because I guess you just didn't learn your lesson. They even have their own little site now called Bookworms, where you can go to it and they can study how successful or lack thereof Candela Obscura is. Now, guys, I was very curious about Illuminated Worlds. I'm always happy to look at a new generic system. I thought these guys could knock one out of the park for game design. The guy who was working on Candela Obscura came from a good background. His resume was pretty decent. He worked on Blades in the Dark, which is considered by many to be an excellent role-playing game. And he obviously has some knowledge, awareness of Powered by the Apocalypse based upon how much Candela Obscura is basically a ripoff of Blades in the Dark, which is basically a ripoff of Powered by the Apocalypse, which is basically a ripoff of Fudge and GURPS. Now, I love Powered by the Apocalypse. I have repeatedly said this. I love Powered by the Apocalypse. When it was first doing its first big run, I was like, this game is so close to being the next GURPS, to shattering that glass window. Doing the glass window? I think it's glass ceiling, but whatever. Glass window is now a thing. Shattering that glass window and being the next GURPS, accomplishing the same thing GURPS did in, 1984, 85, 86, 89, of just being so fucking huge. But it was missing something. And also it focused too much on the whole SEX thing, which I think that was a mistake. But yeah, it led to other great games, one of which is Blades in the Dark, which is considered by many to be an excellent game. It's definitely one of those you should own it even if you never use it games. I owned it for a while. I knew I was going to never use it, so being not a gamer, I sold it because that's what I do. I am the person who doesn't have shelves filled with games. I know, how dare you? But I live in a world where, if I'm not going to use it, why don't I just give it to somebody who is, as opposed to I'm never going to use this. I'm just going to keep it on a shelf forever. So Candela Obscura, we know Candela Obscura failed. I mean, it failed from day one. And it failed because, one, that's not their audience, all right? Every time they did to do Call of Cthulhu or anything else horror-related, it failed. Their most successful stuff was, obviously, Critical Role. But whenever they tried to do other things that weren't Critical Role, they varied in success between extremely successful, their Legend of Zelda one, to, wow, what a failure, their Mortal Kombat one. And I don't even think anybody remembers they did a Persona 6 one. And then there was this. Now, there are so many things wrong with this, but of course, the main thing wrong with it is the creator of Candela Obscura saying he didn't like this genre. So, but anyways, I guess, according to at least one person here, he's saying, too much money invested to let it go quietly. So yeah, there we go. So if you're interested in giving Candela Obscura one more chance, they're doing a huge thing for it. I don't know why. Why tell us you're going on hiatus and then like a day later go, fuck that, we're going to do it again. Calling it a ripoff is a bit harsh. I mean, but yeah, the system was a homage to Powered by the Apocalypse, which was an homage to GURPS and Fudge and that style of game. And it's a great game. It took what Powered by the Apocalypse offered and made it what it should have been. And obviously it was very popular for a very short period of time. There was about a year of tons and tons and tons of Blades in the Dark inspired games. So people obviously love the engine, and it works for a lot of things. Candela Obscura just didn't work for a lot of reasons, but yeah. But now it's time to talk about the other game that we're talking about when we do this thing every Thursday, which is blah, blah, blah. Daggerheart. What is going on with Daggerheart? The big day is coming up, guys. It is July 4th, which means 30 days from now is the first day of Gen Con, my birthday, when we are expecting to have the big announcements. If the world will work the way my brain thinks it should work, then yeah, you would think that Gen Con's going to be the big day where they lay out the rest of their battle plan for 2024 and 2025, and hopefully let us know campaign 4 / Daggerheart / what is it? The Beacon / Amazon, right? So let's check the numbers. First on the tube of views. Let's see. We have Mitts Season 3, Episode 19, 7 days ago with 17K views. Ouch. We have the Candela Obscura Game Masters Roundtable with 36K views. We have the Daggerheart Open Beta Round 4 with 69K views. And we have the Abridged Campaign 3 thingy, which is a brilliant idea. Campaign 3, Episode 11, an hour and a couple minutes of what happened on episode 11, 15K views. I was expecting that to be bigger. But again, in their defense, I think it's safe to say most of the people have left these channels and gone, no, wait, actually, the Critical Role YouTube channel has more members now than it did a week ago. Interesting. On the other hand, over at the Twitch, the number is still the same at 1.4 million, which doesn't make sense, but okay. So there's still 1.4 million followers on the Twitch, even though the Twitch numbers are just really, really low for Twitch, and it doesn't really feel like they're even doing stuff on Twitch. The last time anything went live on Twitch for them was 9 days ago with the Candela Obscura Game Master thing, and that had 45.5K views. I know they said the time difference between Beacon and Twitch / YouTube / whatever comes after YouTube in the pecking order. I want to say it's probably at least 4 to 7 days between Beacon, then Twitch, then YouTube. Or is it now Beacon, then YouTube, then Twitch? Because the YouTube has more stuff and more views now and more members. So I guess it's trickling down: Beacon first, YouTube second, Twitch third, whatever comes after Twitch fourth, and then at the very, 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 very bottom is me. Yeah, that idiot at Site B still talking about us. Blah, 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 blah. This week's controversy, or lack thereof, regarding Daggerheart is that apparently Daggerheart and Stormlight RPG share a system, a massive new trend in tabletop role-playing games. Well, that's a little clickbaity. They don't share a system. They share the idea of a mechanic, and it's not a new trend. Has the Stormlight thing even gone live yet? I don't know. Has the Kickstarter even gone live yet? It looks like starting to do videos about it. The Kickstarter is going live on August 6th. So after Gen Con. So I would expect a huge Stormlight Archive Gen Con something. Has 13.8K followers already. Predicting that it will be a multi-million-dollar Kickstarter. The record, I think, for us is still 10 million. But records in regards to just Kickstarter in general, Brandon Sanderson, as you know, Brandon Sanderson, as you know, holds the record for the largest Kickstarter ever. With 25 million. It was a lot. It was some ridiculous number. For the, what was it, 4 secret book Kickstarter? I don't remember. It was a thing where he announced he was doing secret books, and the Kickstarter hit ridiculous 25 million. So it's a good bet that when Stormlight goes live, it's going to at least hit 1 million within the first hour, and probably 4, 9, 10 million. I don't know. It's Brandon Sanderson, so it's hard to say. That people might buy it who don't even know what it is. It's Brandon Sanderson. I'll get it. Oh, what are all these numbers in here and dice rolls? I thought this was another book, Jim. So yeah, so what is this mechanic that they are both using? And they're not both using it exactly the same. It's an idea, and they've each adapted it to their own system. So it's really a clickbaity way to say this, but I guess, it gets the point across. So they're adding a stuff happens dice. Daggerheart's got the hope and fear. Stormlight's got another one. There's other games that have this advantage, disadvantage, with luck, without luck, with fate, without fate, whatever. Basically, it's the option to add another specialty dice. Of course, it's specialty because we can charge you extra money for it, kids, and open up the door for Etsy people to make specialty dice, which I think is cool. I think it's cool. So you roll the normal dice normally, blah, blah, blah. I want to climb the stairs. Roll the climb the stairs dice. Okay, yeah. I rolled a 6. You climb the stairs successfully, blah, blah, blah. But there's this option to add this circumstance dice. And looks like Stormlight is using the circumstance dice. And Daggerheart, as we know, has the circumstance dice with the hope and fear and everything. So you could have the option to say, oh, I want to do the dice roll, but I want to add the circumstance dice. And the circumstance dice says, well, even, you're opening the door for other things to happen. If it's a positive circumstance, then something progressive happens, even if you fail the dice roll. So in the previous example, I could climb the stairs, roll my climb the stairs dice, and roll my circumstance dice. My climb the stairs dice success could be a failure, but my circumstance dice could be a success. So even though I failed to climb the stairs, something good happened. It could also, of course, be double bad. I failed to climb the stairs and my circumstance dice comes up with a negative, which would probably be devastating. And vice versa. You could succeed but fail. You could fail but succeed. So it adds a little extra oomph. It adds a little, I'm not clever enough to come up with it on my own. Let's just see if this dice adds to it. It adds a little extra randomly. Some people like this mechanic. Some people don't like this mechanic. It works, I guess. As long as it's not misinterpreted, like advantage and disadvantage, as long as you realize it's not all the time. You're not using it with every dice roll. It's just occasionally. Sometimes the DM can trigger the circumstance dice. Sometimes something in the adventure can trigger the circumstance dice. Sometimes you can spend a MacGuffin point to activate the circumstance dice, or some of your abilities will automatically also trigger the circumstance dice. It's just an extra dice or card draw or whatever to liven up things. So it's not just I hit, I miss, I hit, I succeed in opening the door, I succeed in opening the door, I fail. It's not just that, So if you want to just avoid, it's a good idea. It's not an awful idea. It just has to be, used correctly, and you have to understand that you're paying for a new specialty device. And if you lose it, you're going to have to buy a new one to back it up. And they get to charge you extra money because, you've got to have this extra special dice with weird thingies on it. Or you could just get a blank 6-sider and write your own. But yeah, it's not a horrible idea. Obviously not a new trend in any way, shape, or form, guys. It's been around forever. In fact, I was going to say, that's probably an idea that originally appeared in Arduin. What? Hey, you guys, it's time for our shout out to our sponsors over at the Arduin Grimoire with the Arduin map pack. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, shameless plug. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, shameless plug. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, have you had a chance to back the Arduin Fantasy Map app collection from our good friends at Emperor Choice Games? Thanks for supporting me and giving me all that free stuff. Emperor Choice, this is maps from Dave Hargrave's amazing Arduin world, all lovingly recreated. This is not the role-playing game. That Kickstarter will go live sometime in 2025. But yes, very excited, and thank you for supporting me and sending me that box of free stuff. So, hey, this is probably a mechanic that was originally invented by Dave. So, yeah, they're both using the thingy. No, next month. What's next month, Stephen Glicker? There you look, it's that Stephen Glicker guy. We love him. Yeah, so I would assume we will see Stormlight stuff at Gen Con, which is why they're scheduling it for after Gen Con. I would assume we're going to see some announcement regarding that. Was a reference in the Stormlight Kickstarter that it's next month. Well, it's after Gen Con, right? Did I mess up? Yeah. I was just on Kickstarter too. Stormlight Archive. Stormlight. Ah, well, let me find it. Oh, here it is. Doesn't say. But I guess it's sometime next month. Sometime in August. Sometime in August, after Gen Con, Stormlight Archive Kickstarter goes live. I don't know if Daggerheart's doing a Kickstarter. They may go just straight from beta to press. Do they need to do a Kickstarter? It didn't kickstart Candela Obscura. It just suddenly appeared. Well, thank you for correcting me as always, Steven. It's always nice to hear from our friend over at Roll for Combat, because he generally knows more about what's going on in the industry than I do, and he's smarter than me. So, yeah. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out Roll for Combat and our good friend Steven Glicker, here it is. Now that I've shamelessly plugged Emperor's Choice, and now that we've shamelessly talked about Stormlight Archive and Daggerheart, we got to get a little philosophical like we do every week with this topic. Now, I promised that after Gen Con, I wasn't going to do the Daggerheart updates anymore unless it was something ridiculous like, hey, we're giving Candela Obscura another chance. We got to remember with both of these that they are dependent upon the fan base. And a huge chunk of that fan base doesn't give a damn about the dice rolling aspect. Critical Role fans are going to either flock to Daggerheart or not. And that is what anything Critical Role does depends upon. If the fans back it in the hundreds and thousands, that's a success. And when the fans inevitably turn on them, it's crickets. Myths is a perfect example, and Candela Obscura is a perfect example of them betting the wrong horse. Same thing with Stormlight Archive. 13, 14K viewers. How many of them are gamers? And how many of them are like, yes, this is going to be the system that's going to kill D&D. I can't wait to play this. Oh, yeah, I'm so excited about playing Stormlight Archive because I haven't heard it brought up once. I haven't heard one single person go, oh, yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be the game system to end all game systems. No, the excitement's because of Sanderson. Most of those people probably have no idea it's a role-playing game or care. I don't care about the dice rolling. It's Sanderson. So if that fan base maintains their loyalty, then it's going to be huge. If the fan base realizes, oh, wait, this is a role-playing game? I don't want that. Then it could, meander in mid-card. And even if people do buy it, is it going to get any play? Or is it just going to, kind of like just sit on their shelves, like gathering dust and whatever? I mean, I'm not going to get it. I have every role-playing game I need that I'm ever going to use. Why do I need more? I'm trying to get rid of them. That's Daggerheart for this week. If you appreciate this nonsense, let me know. If you don't appreciate this nonsense, let me know. If you haven't had a chance to check out our good friends over at Roll for Combat and their many amazing Kickstarters and products, check them out. Big fans, Till next time, I'm the OGGM. You know what to do. Blah, blah. Like, share, subscribe. Today is 4th of July, so keep an eye on your pets. Usual nonsense. Get off my land.